Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. I'll just say hello to opponent. Now, not a great rack. Looking at ways of getting rid of the F, U and G and the Y. Pity I don't have an L. Fudgy is fine. So that'll play here for 34. Not a good pickup, although I was val heavy to begin with. I left OI on my rack and I drew 3 vowels and 2 consonants, so to be expected, I guess. Now, OWIE is good. O-W-I-E. Auri is also good. Uri is good. So I do have options. So what about Uri, like that? 16 WI, not great. What about, negatory, opponent bingos there. Now I do have OWI here for 21. I draw the Z. I trail by 34. Just looking if there's a 4-timer through this U. I don't think there's a bingo, although you never know. I have the ING ending. Opponent plays cent, takes an S in front. Now tit takes an I. Bronzing is no good. Bronzing would play through the end, but now dozing is fine. Yeah, I might go with dozing. 37. Not great. I've drawn V, W and 2 I's, so not the best of synergy amongst these guys. I have VoIP on my rack. Doesn't currently play. Iwi would sort the rack out somewhat. I'd love to get rid of the V if possible. VoIP still seems like the way to do it. Now, what about a play ending in E? It's no use playing VoIP through this I because it keeps 2 I's on the rack. The Z, no. flick. Okay. Opponents closing down bingo lanes. What about Wive? Scores next to nothing, but at least it sorts the rack out. I might go with Iwi. It's not a great rack leave, but it's 20 points. Not great. V, B, and P don't go well together. And I'm a long way from a bingo. So if I play something like Vapor, which I don't see a spot for at the moment, that would sort the rack out. Iwi takes an S. Bevor through an E, that would leave PAR, which is about as good a leave as I can hope for. But Bevor, yeah. Prove, no. The Z doesn't seem to offer much. Opponents play G. Now Vapor does actually play here. So I think I'll go with this one for 31. Ball run. Don't think that's a thing. Opponents played Vox for 26. Run ball. Bull ran. What about just playing bulk? I mean, it sorts the rack out, but 13 gives easy score back to opponent. That's what I don't like about the move. Can't see a 5-letter play ending in. No, I'm going with this bulk. Closer to a bingo, but not quite there, I don't think. L and R don't go well together usually. Crinal. 16 creates a hot spot. Barrel, I guess, would be best for the rack, but opponent's likely to take that spot. That's why I haven't looked there. Vapor takes a Y. Yeah, as I thought, opponent's taken that spot. So, Crinal maybe? Yeah. That's a nice rack. Opponent bingos, so I'm well behind now. but I should be bingoing myself too here. Dipteras. I draw a blank. I have the dis prefix. Isogamy. Does not currently play. Isogamy. Dozings maybe? Blocked. What about an OUS word? IOUS. What about this D? What about an ism word? Bogeyism or something like that. Oh. Pay. No, I've got to get rid of an O. There's 3 O's to come. Vapory. What about mayo? Kills a bingo lane. I feel there's a bingo from this D, I really do. Disloyal, but not dismoil. Dismay. Mayorism. Loyalism. Loyalism. Royalism. Just don't have the floater I need. Okay, I'm going to get rid of something here. I'll go with vapory and moy. Okay, that looks good. D lanes. I'll whack that down just to save some time. And I no doubt have a bingo parallel to dipteras if this spot is snapped up by opponent. Wow, I've drawn the second blank, so now bouse is good, but not bousy. Obu. Poi, okay. My time's quite low, but I wonder if I play something that opponent can't block, like, well, he can block it, but play of BE, for example, only an O goes in front. I mean, he could play FA there, but sacrifice points. Is this a little too cute? I think I will go with this. I haven't created a Q hotspot, have I? I suppose he could play something under here, but so be it. At least it makes him think about it. Now, Awistiti, almost. Wistiti, out. I have the out prefix. To out out, so maybe a word ending in is. Out rates. So dipteras, maybe a word ending in O. Not seeing bingo there. Okay, opponent's created. So he can play QI there, but he's not going to get much. He's got 2 Q spots. So I should be able to go out in 2, but is there definitely no... Just going to put TIE here to visualize. So what about ET here? That's 23, and then I'll go out on my next move for sure. 378. Opponent has Qua here. But I have Couths here. Or Chouts. What about a 5-letter play ending in O? Sato? No. It's only the O that goes in front of BE. So how much does Tau score? Only 10. That's not very many. Oh, I need to end in an O. But then I'd be playing it there anyway. So do I have a 5-letter word ending in O? Gusto. There we go. Gusto. That'll score more than 10 for sure. 17. And top left, That'll score even more gusto for 20. Yep, that'll do it. And that's the end of the game. 404 to me, 393 to opponent. Another close one. Let's see what we missed. Wow. So, opening rack, Fudgy was best for 34. Then opponent plays negatory, also had frontage from the F and outrange. So there was also negator and dragonet. So there were a plethora of bingos to choose from. Now I've got this Val heavy rack with duplicates. Frowie would have sorted things out nicely. 24 with IO. I went with Owie for 21. So actually exactly the same equity. I suppose keeping the R bridges the gap in the equity because it's a better rack leave. So happy with that, and it also took out useful floaters. Now opponent had cent for 25, that was best. And now dozing for 37 was best here. Freckle for 32 from the F. And Flecker as well. Opponent went with Fleck. And now I've got Iwi for 20. It was the top score. But Wive at 10A. No, I'm not leaving a W in the trip lane for 12 points. No, thank you. That just made it too easy for opponent to score back. Now, what about this rack? Jerk for 23 onto the K. Again, it gives back easy score, so I don't think opponent would be happy leaving the J there. He goes with G, which gives me Vapor. Bravo for 29, 3B, under the J. That's not bad either. PR a better rack leave than BR, but similar equity scores because I got a little bit more for Vapor. Now Vox comes down for 26 and Bulk. Yeah, it was up there with the top players. Bull at J7. Bull, yeah, I can see how that would have been a better rack leave. Yeah, no, now that I look at it, Bull definitely better. Because it didn't give back easy score to opponent. And he has Drance for 38 at 14A, making dozings, so it does take an S. Drance, yeah, and it doesn't give back much to me if he plays that because it's a DR. It's difficult to underlap with the two consonants and the R. So, yeah, he goes with Bard. And then I've got this rack, close but not close enough. Crinal down there, 28.8 equity, nearly 29. Gran was nice, but let's just go back a move. Oh, it puts it in there. But what was my... Okay, anyway, that's fine. And then opponent's got Mantras for 83, so he catapults into the lead. 126-point lead, but now I do have a bingo striped at 14F. Dozings. That's quite nice. And I wouldn't have given back great scores to opponent because the R and STRI, yeah, I like that. Striped, I should have looked at that. Anyway, I do get the bingo down, dipteras, and then opponent's got some scoring tiles. Hog for 34, G6. Oh, hog, and then putting the second H here next to the O. That's quite nice because it sorted the rack out. 34. He goes with for 24. Now, there you go. Myopias I should have spotted, but docimacy, docimacy, I don't know how to pronounce that. Docimacy or docimacy. Anyway, myopias is more of an everyday word. I shouldn't have missed that. But where was that N1? Myopias. Yes, ending in IS. That would have been nice. Yeah, I was a bit short-sighted on that one. And then I think this is the one I was thinking of. Daimyos. Don't know if that's a Japanese word or not, but daimyos. That was also playable at N1 down, but myopias I should have spotted. I should have seen. Moi comes down, and Hagdon for 39, G6, that's quite nice. Hagdon making zo. I don't think I've seen that word before. Hagdon. The don of hags. That's a big score, 39. I think that would have put an opponent almost out of reach. But I do now have this rack and D lanes for 77, but realizes, from the R, pluralizing, dozing, realizes and making amus, it would have been safe as houses. No, it wouldn't, because amus takes an E. So, a big score, but pretty volatile. I wonder if I would have gone for it if I spotted it. D lanes just felt safer because it gave 0 back to opponent. In fact, it took this lane out as well. And now opponent's got a bit of a horror show. So Poi for 15, Chi for 22. Yeah, he goes with Poi for 15, hoping to draw some consonants, I guess. Now, obsequi. Now, that is a 5-vowel 8 I have studied, and I should have spotted it, although it is one of the trickier ones to spot out of the 5-vowel 8 list I've familiarized myself with. Obsequi, and I think obseque, maybe, with the I as an A. I think they're two similarly spelt words. Anyway, that would have been a sterling way to end the game, but it wasn't to be. Bouse for 26, E blank L2. Bouse and wed. Although if you do that, well, opponent's definitely not bingoing, so I do quite like Bouse for 26. What did I go with? Oh, I set myself up for a bingo, which forced opponent to play his F down there. Feek, though, for 21, B9. F-I-Q-U-E. Yeah, but I suppose Well, I had a very flexible rack. Opponent was right to block. Yeah, I think he had to block that lane. And Feek just didn't do a good enough job of blocking it completely. So he goes with Faye, which gives me... there's no bingo, but set out. 1J. Oh, sent and set out. Yeah, well, that would have sealed the win. For sure. I mean, any of these plays really seals the win, because I'm going out in 2 and the most opponent can get is 20. Mind you, it was still close because he's 22 for Chi and Chi. So even after I score my... Yeah, interesting. I went with Et because it scored 23, and I kept a very flexible rack, so I knew I'd have something decent. I don't know. Chi for 22 was best for opponent, and then Gusto or Nutso at A1 was enough to win, because I only needed 15 points at this stage, and I was getting 6 on count back anyway, so I only needed 9 points to win. So that was fine. Gusto, and that was the end of the game. So yeah, Myopias was a miss, and there was one other one I can't quite remember. Yes, Obsequy. Obsequy, Quie. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.